focus now. From 1974 to 2024, almost 30 years after the island of Katchateehvu was ceded to Sri Lanka by the then Indian Prime Minister Indira Gandhi, the discussion over this bilateral agreement continues. The Prime Minister had retweeted a Times of India article about an RTI reply that shows how Indira Gandhi ceded the island to Sri Lanka. He wrote, "News facts reveal how Congress callously gave away Katchatheevu, weakening India's unity, integrity and interests, and has been Congress's way of working for 75 years and counting." The Congress and the DMK were quick to respond. Congress Party Chief Mallikarjun Kharge said that the Prime Minister has suddenly woken up to the issues of territorial integrity. Now, the DMK said it was wrong to talk about the issue without studying its history and that the DMK had held statewide agitations against the island being ceded to Sri Lanka. Now, External Affairs Minister s.Jaishankar today spoke out about the history of the tussle over the island and the discussions that they've been having ever since. Listen in to what External Affairs Minister s.Jaishankar had to say about India's claims versus Sri Lanka's claims on the island.
India's claim is mainly that the Katchatheevu island belonged to the Raja of Ramnath and that he had it from the time that East India Company assigned it to him. It was part of his zamindari rights, and these rights also included fishery. And also that later on these rights moved from the Raja of Ramnath to the Madras government. A second argument was that during after independence, for many years, Indian customs regularly went to Katchatheevu, and this was not obstructed. And the Indian view also was that there was absence of any documentary evidence to show that Sri Lanka had an original title to Katchatheevu. So these were largely the Indian arguments. The Sri Lankan argument, which also this document, which has been obtained under RTI, has released, was that according to them, they have records which go back to the 17th century, and that they also feel there were some conferences where which looked at their claim in a more positive manner. This is their claim. Now, what actually happened on Katchatheevu was, after both India and Sri Lanka became independent, there were issues between the military of the two countries about using this island. And that's how this issue actually came up as an issue between the governments. And from the 1960s, this issue picked up, and it was particularly discussed. There were many discussions, but I think the most important one was a discussion in 1974, few months before the Katchatheevu agreement was done, when the then Sri Lankan Prime Minister, Sirimavo Bandaranaike, came and met Indira Gandhi ji, who was then Prime Minister of India. So this broadly is the issue. These are the claims. But as I said, we know who did it. We are today looking and discussing who hid it.
Dharani, my colleague, joins me for more. Dharani, good morning. As far as, of course, India's stance is concerned, we just heard what s.Jaishankar had to say. But politically speaking, this has sparked a massive row. But for our viewers to better understand, why is this a bone of contention?
Katchatheevu is an island, a small island located in between India and Sri Lanka. So in 1974, an agreement was signed between India and Sri Lanka when Indira Gandhi was the Prime Minister then. So by that agreement, Katchatheevu was given away to Sri Lanka. And at that time, the DMK was in power in Tamil Nadu, and M. Karunanidhi, he was, late M. Karunanidhi was the Chief Minister here. So now the BJP is accusing that the Congress was very lethargic in its approach towards Katchatheevu, that the Congress never intended, to keep Katchatheevu as a part of India. And when Sri Lanka continuously claimed that Katchatheevu belonged to them, the Congress was very lethargic in their approach, and they did not, consider Katchatheevu as an important piece of land. So they, without much efforts, they easily gave away Katchatheevu to Sri Lanka without caring about the integrity and sovereignty of the country. Is what the BJP is accusing the Congress of, and the DMK is also facing accusations here because, as I told, the DMK was in power in Tamil Nadu at the time, and now the BJP is accusing the DMK of colluding with the Congress. They're telling that then Chief Minister Mr. Karunanidhi was informed about Katchatheevu being given to Sri Lanka a few days earlier, and he did not bother to put in much effort. They simply let it go. Apart from passing a resolution in the State Assembly and carrying out protests for a few days, the DMK did not really put in a lot of efforts to not let Katchatheevu go from India's hands. What the accusation against DMK here is. So definitely this controversy erupting just a few days ahead of the parliamentary elections in Tamil Nadu. The elections are slated for April 19 in the first phase here in Tamil Nadu. So we only have 20 days left for the elections. And such a big controversy that's being talked about at the time of the elections may put the DMK in a back foot here in Tamil Nadu.
Right, Dharani. I appreciate you getting us all those details, and of course how you're telling us about the timing of this political controversy that has broken out. But of course, that is essentially what we are picking up. Remember, what Prime Minister Modi has also said, he's taken to social media platform X. Understand Syed Hafiz of the DMK is joining me over the phone lines. Mr. Hafiz, I appreciate you taking the time out and joining us this morning. What do you really make of the way this entire controversy has taken place? Even Prime Minister Modi having a scathing attack while taking to social media and in his particular interview as well. What does your party make of this?
See, this Prime Minister Modi's government has been in power for the last 10 years. At least now, I should appreciate and congratulate the union government and thank the union government that when your 10-year rule is going to end, you have talked about Katchatheevu. See, this comes at the backdrop where in recent past, there has been lot of arrest and atrocities that is happening against the Tamil fishermen by the Sri Lankan Navy and Sri Lankan fishermen. When we complained about this to the union government, the response that comes is, you go 50 years back and you blame it on the strategical error that the Indira government did. So it is for the Congress to answer about Katchatheevu more. They cannot link DMK for being irresponsible in Katchatheevu, which is factually wrong because it is my Talaivar and my Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, then Mr. Kalaignar, had passed a resolution against handing over Katchatheevu to Sri Lanka. So the DMK has consistently opposed the stand of the government when it came to Katchatheevu issue. That is one part to it. But what the problem now is, what is the union government going to do, or what has it done to protect the rights of the Tamil
Right, Mr. Syed Hafiz, I think we did lose your audio line over there, but I appreciate you talking to us here. Of course, you're essentially going on to state that whatever's transpired so far, the DMK had voiced the same, and you're questioning as to what the centre has done so far. We're going to leave it at that for the moment. We'll continue to track it, but let's also